Hello everybody and welcome back to Sin City Living. Apologies for not having posted as much lately as I usually do. Been a busy couple of weeks, schedule changes, a lot of things going on at work, but hopefully I can get myself back into the swing of things, so we'll be bringing you guys some more videos. As always, a shout out of appreciation to our patrons. All those tips of support are very appreciated. Once we get the live stream going, we're probably going to do a patron only live stream, but otherwise right now I hope you guys are enjoying the videos that we're able to put out with the entire How to Deal Dice class. So should have a couple more of those coming out in the next couple of days. And for everybody else, please keep an eye. We're still struggling getting the live stream going. I think I've got the equipment. I'm just having some issues, compatibility issues, but I'm going to get them figured out. We're going to get the live streams going, starting out with the craps tournament. Right now I only have about 7 or 8 players, but I'm hoping that a few more of you guys will email us with some interest in it. We are going to have to back the time up from Thursdays at 6 to probably 4:30. My schedule did change. I no longer have Thursdays off. Yeah, that being said, if you're curious about the Patreon live streams and stuff like that, just check the description of the video down below. And otherwise, we're going to go ahead and jump right into today's video. So for today's video, I just want to talk about some concepts with you guys, because we get a lot of comments and emails that kind of hit up on various things that are pretty much the same, or I don't know, it's hard to really describe, but some people get a little bit dogmatic in their personal strategies. And here's the thing. As we mentioned in one of our other videos, there are 4 strategies. That's it. There's 4 basic strategies, period. Every single one of those strategies has their good points. They have their bad points. All strategies have a weakness. All strategies have a positive. But the thing to keep in mind is that whatever strategy you play, just like I play the power press, my favorite strategy is the power press, although I tend to play the mid press more often than I play the power press. But whatever your strategy is, it is not superior to anybody else's strategy. I just want to put that out there. They all have different things that they are going for. So try not to get too dogmatic in your particular strategy, because what I see is people get very, very dogmatic in their strategies to the point where they hyper-focus on 1 or 2 small details, and they ignore everything else that goes along with those strategies and with other strategies, just so they can continuously focus on the one detail that makes their strategy sound like it is the absolute best. Okay, and that applies to place bets, to come bets, to don't come bets, to field bets. They all kind of come down to the same things as far as in people's heads. And that generally is just 1 or 2 small details that make it sound like the greatest strategy in the world, and ignore everything else about the strategy. I'll use come bets as an example, because people get really hung up on come bets. And the thing is with come bets, the spot that people tend to get hung up on with come bets is the house edge. It has the best house edge. The bet overall favors the player the best. Now that is including right there in the come when it is a 2-to-1 favorite. Now put bets, where you come straight in from the come to a number, you pick your number and you skip the come entirely and just go straight into that number, is identical to a come bet. But in their minds it would be I would assume inferior, because it's losing this part right here, and now it has the exact same house edge of a place bet, depending on the odds. Depending on the odds at the casino that you work at. If it's 10 times, or play at, if it's 10 times odds, 20 times odds. If it's 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4, 5 odds, then honestly the place bets are going to pay you better. But people get really hung up in this part right here, and the fact that numerically the house edge on the come bet is, at that point, the lowest. So theoretically, it favors the player more than any other come bet. And that one sole single factor gets people that play the come bets extremely dogmatic in it. With the place bets, what you tend to get are the fact that you get to choose your numbers, that it doesn't have to hit twice in order to get paid, things along those lines. And they hyper-focus on those details and ignore all the rest of the details that go along with it as far as what is the best, what is the worst. Now, as you guys have noticed, we tend to recommend place bets more than anything else. And The reason for that is not that they are a superior bet. They're not a superior bet. Numerically, the come bet would absolutely be a superior bet in certain situations. The thing is, if you only focus on house edge, then you would play a pass line bet and odds. That would be it. That would be all you would play. Pass line bet and odds, or come bets and odds. You wouldn't play anything else, and it would limit you. It would greatly limit you. Now, the thing that I want to say is that house edge does not matter. It matters up to a point. It matters in some ways. Don't play the absolute world's worst bets that have the absolute worst house edge. Just like a lot of carnival games and stuff like that, unless you're playing for fun. Remember, again, this game is supposed to be fun. Okay? But here's what I mean when I say house edge does not matter. All house edge means is that you lose slower. That's period. That's it. That is all the house edge means. All house edge means is that the lower the house edge, the slower you are going to lose your money. That's it. Period. It has no effect on how much you are going to win. How much you can win depends entirely on how you bet and what your bets are. Okay? So the people that play come bets generally are not trying to win that much. They're trying to lose slower. And they'll rattle off all the various statistics on how it's the house edge, yada yada yada. And the thing is, it's a great bet. Come bets are great bets. I've seen people play come bets and win tons of money. I've seen people play the don't come bets and win tons of money. The house edge on the don't come bets is also really good, especially if you can get past the don't come. Because once you get past the don't come and get behind the number, the odds favor you. That doesn't mean that a direct lay is a good bet, because at that point the odds don't favor you. The odds are a wash, so you're losing your vig, which is very, very small. It's 5%, 5% of your winnings. So depending on the number, it could be as low as 2.5% of what you were betting. So again, the house edge is pretty good. It's pretty good. All it means is you lose your money slower. The thing is, you have to decide what is your goal. People that play this game, people that are generally looking for strategies and for ways to play this game, aren't looking to do it to lose their money slowly. What people are looking for is how to take advantage of the hot rolls. That's why people play this game. This game is supposed to be fun. There's nothing more fun than getting a hot roll and seeing what you can do with your small amount that you invest in the game, be it 54 across, be it 81 across, be it 135 across, be it 260, 270,000 across. Doesn't matter. Whatever you put up there, and then seeing what you can do with it, seeing what happens during this hot roll, that is where most people have the most fun with the game. And then it gets even more enjoyable at the end when you're cashing out your money. So that is why people talk so much about the place bets, even over the come bets. Control only has to hit once to win, plus you have a much easier time with your pressing and things along those lines, and the payouts are better unless you're at 10 or 20 times location. If you're at a 3, 4, 5 odds location or less or worse, there are some that are worse, then the place bets are going to pay you better. And the come bets only pay you better even at 10 and 20 times if you are actually doing max odds. If you're not doing max odds, if you're doing less than 10 times odds, again, the place bets will pay you better with the ability to get paid on your very, very first hit. Now, people that are actually trying to win money generally aren't going to get paid on their very first hit, but that is the goal. That is what people are shooting for. So you can't get hung up in house edge. Again, house edge means is you lose your money slower. We're not looking at how we can spend the longest amount of time playing with our bankroll. There are some people that do that, absolutely, the grinders, and we've seen plenty of grinder strategies, and we don't mind featuring those strategies and showing those strategies off. We'd like to show you guys every strategy and let you guys make your own decisions. We're not interested in arguments on the comments. We've deleted a lot of argument threads that have started on the comments. We honestly don't care what you play as long as you have fun playing it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you think it's the greatest and someone else thinks it's the worst. We don't care what the other person thinks as long as you think it's the greatest. If you think someone else's strategy sucks, it's still not your place to tell them why or why not. It's what they choose to play. So we've certainly taken a lot of those argument threads off the channel because they're pointless. This game is supposed to be fun, but people are looking for how to play this game, how to win the most money if they happen to be lucky and catch that 20, 30, 40 minute roll. They're not looking to see how long they could play when they only catch 4-minute or less rolls. Some people might be looking for that, and there's some great grinder strategies. Most of the grinder strategies out there are great for that. Come bets with 1x odds is certainly great as a grinder strategy because if you get those quick 7-outs, you at least get a small portion of your money back. But whereas place bets, you're just going to lose it all every single time. It's really frustrating. It happened to me once, 4.7 outs in a row. But in general, what people are looking for is they're looking for that exceptional roll. That's what their strategies are based around. That's why regression strategies don't work as well as other strategies. Again, regression strategies are just trying to lose their money slower. They're trying to get money back before they actually start going for it in the roll, whereas other people are just going to go for it in the roll. That's one thing about come bets is actually there generally is no regression strategy. They're playing their strategy with their odds, and hopefully their odds are pretty good. And I've seen some come bettors make some great money. I've seen come bettors catch a 20-minute roll on a $10 table doing a $10 come bet, and then medium odds, doesn't even need to be max odds, and make $500,000. There were some place bettors that made $3,000, $4,000 on that, and that's again just a different strategy, what they're looking for. That they actually caught what they were looking for. The come better isn't looking for that 20-30 roll strategy or that 20-30 roll hand. They're hoping for it because then they'll get all kinds of off and ons and make all kinds of money. But their strategy doesn't really have that in mind. The come bet strategy does not have the 30 roll hand in mind. The mid press and power press place bet strategies definitely have that in mind. The behind strategies and the DC strategies, the absolute last thing they want to see is a 20, 30, 40-minute hand. It's going to just annihilate them. Frankly, the same thing with the field. People that play the field bet, I saw a guy the other day win almost $30,000 in the field, but he wasn't betting it every single roll. You just kind of have to get lucky. That's all it is with the field. Just like any other strategy, you just have to get lucky. And he caught some great luck. He'd sit out some rolls, other rolls he'd bet 500, then sit out 2 more rolls, then he'd slap down 2,000 and a 12 would roll. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. You can't predict that. You can't guess that. He just get lucky sometimes, which is every strategy. You have to get lucky within what your strategy is. But just try not to get too dogmatic about your particular strategy. Your strategy is not the best. My strategy is not the best. Louis' strategy is not the best. Nobody's strategy is the best. It just doesn't exist. The Iron Cross is not the best. 135 across power press is not the best. Pressing 1 unit is not the best. Direct lay is not the best. It all depends on what you were shooting for, what you were trying for. People that do the direct lays, they're hoping for very, very short rolls. People that play pass line bets and come bets, they're pretty happy generally as long as they get a 6-7 roll hand. As long as they get at least 1, if not 2 repeaters or winners, then they're happy. They pretty much broke even, made a little bit of profit. And then if they can get a 3rd or a 4th, awesome, they made a little bit of money. The place bettors are hoping for at least 3 or 4 rolls just to break even if they're doing the same bet strategy. If they are pressing, then they obviously need a whole lot more. Every strategy has a different idea, and I want all of our fans and all of our viewers to understand that. Every strategy has a different goal, a different plan, and a different targeted role, a different targeted area. So try not to get, again, too dogmatic about any one particular strategy. If that's your favorite strategy, by all means, play it. Don't tell other people that their strategy sucks or get too caught up in just one little piece of your strategy and one great thing about it and ignore every other factor that applies. This is the most complex game in a casino. Hands down, 100% the most complex game in the casino. And so therefore the strategies get really complex for a reason. So I hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, just plain fun. We hope you guys are enjoying all the videos up. I really hope I get the live stream figured out as soon as possible. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and we will catch you next time. Bye now. Okay, guys, so as I promised at the end of the videos, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the live stream and how it's going to work. So the first thing is, if you're interested in being one of the players for our craps tournaments, which is we're going to have every single week, please email us at sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. I need the email addresses and want to know who is interested so that we can get it set up and we can select it. I'm going to have, the first round is going to be 16 players. There'll be 4 players per week. The 5th week is going to be the 4 champions from previous weeks to get an ultimate champion. Haven't decided yet what the prize will be. Maybe I'll see if I can pick up another one of these lights. But we'll have some sort of prize for our champion. So please, if you're interested, email us. I want to pick the first 8 players, the first 2 weeks worth of players, so that we'll have the first 4 ready for the first week, and the other 4 will be kind of backup, just in case somebody has connection issues or something comes up and they're not able to play that week. Then I've got the other players on standby, so I can just bump one of them up or maybe shift the first person down or something along those lines. The main tournament is going to be Thursdays at 6 o'clock my time, Las Vegas time, 6 p.m. Las Vegas time. And it's the way it's going to work is it's going to be a time thing. I'm going to do the live stream for an hour. I'm going to do the game for an hour, rather. And it might work out to about 30 rolls, might work out to about 40 rolls. I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be time. It's going to be an hour. Instead of the craps tournaments that they do down on the strip where it's 30 rolls, we're going to do an hour. So I want to make sure I have a finite time limit for this to start with, and then we will go from there. I'm going to find a way, either a Discord or a Zoom or a private chat room, some way for the players to be logged into something where I can communicate with them on my second computer so that they can tell me what their bets are, what they want to bet, what they want to press when something hits, without me having to scroll through the full chat of the live stream itself. I'm not going to be able to keep an eye on that, and if we have enough people watching and chatting, it could be difficult to keep an eye. So I have to figure that part out. Another reason I need the emails, so I can communicate back and forth with the potential players. So if you're interested, again, please email me. Eventually, just pretty much everybody's going to have an opportunity to be in on these things because we're going to do multiple ones. I'm also looking at probably doing a second craps tournament, maybe late Wednesday nights, possibly, I'm not sure, where I'm going to do it a little bit different. The second one is going to be, instead of 1 hour and then whoever's got the most chips is the winner, because those craps tournaments tend to have really weird strategies. They're not normal strategies that you'd see in normal play, because you're competing against other players and you just want to make sure you have more chips than them by the end. What I'm going to do with the second tournament is, instead of a weekly winner, we're going to play for an hour, and then I'll keep track of how much money people still have on there, or how many chips they still have. And then the next week, same players are going to keep going. Basically, this game will go until the bankrolls end, until we have one person with money left, or chips left. Again, there's no money involved in this. So once we have one final winner, so people will drop out as their play money bankrolls expire, as they run out of chips. So that one, I'm guessing we'll see some more normal strategies, the kind of things people actually play when they're actually playing craps. And then eventually we're going to add baccarat, pai gow, 3-card poker, blackjack, of course, to these tournaments. Whatever we can, to these live streams and live stream tournaments, whatever we can, when we can, as best we can. We're going to have to figure it out as we go. We have a lot of time constraints between me working full-time plus a child. But we're going to do the best we can. We're very, very excited to have this going. And we also will try and pick a day or time where I can do a patron-exclusive tournament, or 2. We'll see. We'll see how many of our patrons are interested, and see if we can't get that going as well, where it's only on the patron site. So definitely stay tuned, guys. Please, if you're interested in playing in one of the tournaments or partaking in our live streams, aside from just the chat, obviously it's a live stream, please watch, chat with us, let us know how it's going or what you think, and otherwise, please, again, email us, sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Any suggestions, please hit us up. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye now.